I won $3 million in the lottery, and my parents said, "You will give half to your sister or get out of the house." I refused, and the next day before I left, I found them tearing up my lottery ticket, laughing because I'm envious, but I laughed my head off because that ticket was fake. See, I saw this coming from a mile away. My sister Ruby has always been the golden child, and my parents have always made me give her everything. When I got my first job at 16, they made me give Ruby half my paycheck to teach me about sharing. When Grandma left me her ring, they gave it to Ruby because she'll get more use out of it. Every birthday, every achievement, every moment of my life, Ruby had to get equal or more. So when I won, I knew they'd pull this exact stunt. The moment I told them, I could see the wheels turning in their heads. Dad immediately launched into his speech about family responsibility, while Ruby sat there with that smug smile she gets when she's about to take something that's mine. That night, after they delivered their ultimatum, I heard them whispering in the kitchen. "She'll cave," Ruby said confidently. "She always does." Mom agreed, saying I'd never actually leave because I'm too dependent on family. They had no idea they were dealing with someone who'd finally had enough. I spent all night creating a perfect fake ticket. I work in graphic design, so I knew exactly how to make it look authentic. Same paper texture, same fonts, everything. The only difference? Completely different numbers that definitely hadn't won anything. I made sure it looked slightly worn, like I'd been carrying it around since the drawing. Meanwhile, the real ticket was safely locked in my bank's safety deposit box, already verified and ready for claim. The next morning, I acted devastated. I came to breakfast looking like I'd been crying all night. "Fine," I said quietly. "I'll pack and leave today." I made sure to accidentally leave the fake ticket in my wallet on the kitchen counter when I went upstairs to pack. The bait was set. Sure enough, 20 minutes later, I heard screaming from downstairs. "Amelia, get down here now!" Dad's voice was shaking with rage. I walked down to find all three of them huddled around my wallet, the torn pieces of the fake ticket scattered across the counter like confetti. "How does it feel now?" Ruby laughed, holding up a piece of the shredded ticket. "No lottery money for you. Maybe next time you'll think about what family means." Mom was nodding approvingly. "This is what happens when you choose greed over family, Amelia." Dad crossed his arms. "Hopefully this teaches you a lesson about sharing." I just stood there for a moment, taking it all in. Then I started laughing, quietly at first, then louder. "You're absolutely right," I said, still chuckling. That ticket was completely worthless. Their triumphant expressions started to falter. Something in my tone wasn't matching their expectations. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app, making sure the screen was facing them. 1-847-329-18. Deposited yesterday at 3:47 p.m. The silence that followed was deafening. Ruby's mouth literally fell open. Mom grabbed the counter to steady herself. Dad just stared at my phone screen like it was showing him a ghost. "The real ticket was never in my wallet," I continued calmly. "It's been in my bank's safety deposit box since the day after I won. That piece of garbage you just tore up, I made it last night specifically for you to find." Ruby's face went from pale to bright red. You tricked us? You tricked yourselves," I replied. "I just gave you enough rope to hang yourselves with. And boy, did you ever." "Amelia, wait," Mom started, her voice suddenly much softer. "We can work this out. We were just trying to teach you." "Teach me what?" I interrupted. "That my own family would destroy what they thought was my future out of spite." Message received loud and clear. Dad tried his authoritative voice. "Now hold on just a minute. We're still your parents, and you just proved that means absolutely nothing to you when money's involved." Ruby was getting desperate now. "Amelia, come on. We're family. Families fight, but they work things out, right? I mean, we can share the money now, can't we? 50-50, just like we originally talked about." I grabbed my keys from the counter. "You're right, Ruby. That ticket you destroyed was worthless, just like this family apparently is." As I headed for the door, I heard Ruby screaming behind me. "You can't just leave. We're your family. You owe us." "Amelia." But I was already in my car, driving away to my new life. A life where I'd never again have to pretend that blood relation means more than basic human decency. Ruby's still calling and texting every day, begging for another chance. I don't answer. Some lessons are permanent. The best part, I'm happier now than I've ever been. Turns out, when you remove toxic people from your life, even winning the lottery feels like the smaller victory.